Colleen sent me an email. And it was very simple. And it just said, have you ever thought about acting in the project? Playing Ryle, perhaps. I could see it.
Everyone can't stop talking about Justin Baldoni. The 40-year-old skyrocketed to fame following the release of It Ends With Us, a film adaptation of Colleen Hoover's book that he directed and also stars in. Although the movie touches on important topics and brought in $50 million at the box office opening weekend, people can't stop talking about the potential rift between Justin and his co-star and producer Blake Lively. But who is Justin? Access Hollywood is taking a deep dive into his career before all the rumored It Ends With Us drama started.
Jane.
The manager said you wanted to see me?
Yeah.
Look, I'm sorry that I called you a jerk the other night. I was just in this...
I'm the father.
What?
The baby that you're carrying.
Justin has been directing for years and starred in several made-for-TV movies and shows from 2012 to 2013. But his life changed in 2014 when he had his breakout role in Jane the Virgin, portraying Rafael Solano. Rafael is dad to Jane's baby, and fans of the show watch the two navigate being first-time parents and embark on a love triangle for the ages. That ultimately leads to them tying the knot. Right before the season finale aired, Justin stopped by Access Hollywood and looked back at his time on the show.
We really became a family over these 5 years, seeing each other day in and day out and telling such important stories. And yeah, and you kind of, it's like we were together for longer than we were in high school.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's, as you get older, you don't really think about it that way, but you think about how, how big high school was for you. And for us in our 30s, I mean, I had my two kids were born on the show.
Right.
Oh, that's beautiful.
My wife and I had just gotten married when we got the show. So it was a bittersweet goodbye, but a beautiful one,
After Jane the Virgin ended, Justin mainly worked behind the scenes, notably directing 5 Feet Apart starring Cole Sprouse and Haley Lou Richardson. The film follows 2 teenagers with cystic fibrosis who met in a hospital and fall in love. But because of their diagnosis, they can't physically touch.
I wanted to introduce myself. I'm Will Newman.
6 feet apart at all times. You both know the rules.
Let me guess. You're the kind of guy that ignores the rules because it makes you feel in control. Am I right?
You're not wrong.
You think that's cute?
Do you think it's cute?
When Justin, Haley, and Cole stopped by Access Daily in 2019, they explained what drew them towards the project.
Well, I just think that we are living in this kind of dark time where we need movies that make us feel hopeful and inspire us to fight for life and for love. And I was also really interested in exploring intimacy without touch. I think that's something important for young people today. In an age where everything is like instant gratification, it's so easy to leave something, to quit at something. But I believe that there's a lot of things worth fighting for that I wanted to explore on screen.
The key has to be the actors in this.
It's always the key.
Truly.
Most of directing
Chemistry
is the
test,
actors.
or how did this come together?
Shot in the dark.
Honestly, intuition. I knew it was Haley from the very beginning, literally from like the week that I sold the movie. And Cole was the only actor I met with for Will. So both of them were.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought I was competing. I would have been way more relaxed than I am.
Justin followed up 5 Feet Apart by directing a film that was close to his heart. In 2020, he released Clouds on Disney+, a film that follows a young musician who learns his cancer has spread. He then decides to spend his last months following his dream to make music, unaware that it will soon become a viral phenomenon. The story was special to Justin because years prior, he directed a documentary that followed the last days of Zach Zobiech, the teen that Clouds is based on.
I've been told I have a few months to live, but I still have a lot of work to do. I want everyone to know, you don't have to find out you're dying to start living.
Justin talked to Access about how he was feeling ahead of the feature film's release in 2020.
I'm hopeful for the first time in a while because, our world has been going through so much, and not everybody got a chance to meet Zach the way that I did and be directly impacted by his energy the way that I was. And, so much of this for me is also giving people a chance to get to meet him in a new way and see how he lived. And I just believe that he is going to bring so many people hope at a time when people feel so hopeless.
After Clouds, Justin got the rights to Colleen Hoover's book It Ends With Us and started developing the project. When Justin chatted with Access earlier this month, he talked about the letter he wrote to Colleen after he finished the book, and looked back at the moment she asked him to star in the movie as Ryle.
It was 2019, and I was about to finish the option of the book. We were close to the signing the option agreement, and Colleen sent me an email. And it was very simple. And it just said, have you ever thought about acting in the project? Playing Ryle, perhaps. I could see it. And the truth was that after reading the book, there was this little part of me that I think wanted to allow myself to dream. Sometimes there's that little voice in the back of our heads that tells us, like, oh, you couldn't do that, or you're not enough, and, you know, oh, they wouldn't really want you. And, you know, I didn't ever want to feel like I was putting myself in a position where I wanted something that the fans or Colleen didn't, because for me it was all about the project. But when she emailed me and suggested it, I think it gave me permission to believe that I could. So so it took a couple years and a lot of conversations with my wife and with our partners at No More, an incredible domestic violence organization, because I wanted to make sure that if I was going to play him, that I brought all of me to him and that it was truthful.
But while doing press, things took a turn amid a rumored rift between him and his co-star and producer Blake Lively. It all started in August when fans noticed that Blake and Justin didn't do any press together. Speculation of a potential rift got worse after fans noticed Justin wasn't included in any of the group photos at the New York premiere. Fans further speculated the tension may have been caused by Blake and her husband Ryan Reynolds' creative input on the film. But despite the rumors, Justin praised his co-star in interviews. In fact, he gushed over his entire cast while chatting with Access at the New York premiere.
I'm most proud of the people that came together to make this movie. This incredible cast: Colleen, Blake, Jenny, Brandon, Isabella, Jenny, Hassan, Alex. Like this amazing cast and an amazing crew, and I couldn't be more grateful.
But the rumors didn't stop. In fact, speculation got worse after sources told The Hollywood Reporter that there was a, quote, fracture among the filmmakers in the post-production process when two different cuts of the film emerged. However, another source told The Hollywood Reporter that Blake's cut doesn't necessarily mean there's a feud, because it's common for several cuts of a film to emerge in post-production. However, Blake did allude to some of the rumored creative clashes in an interview with Hits Radio, admitting they wanted her to take out a Lana Del Rey song from the film.
Did also scream when I heard Cherry by Lana Del Rey.
Right?
Yeah.
Screamed. They begged me to take that song out of the movie.
Why?
I'm not supposed to be talking about this, but because they felt like it was like too charged and heavy, and things are still good with Ryle at that point, so you don't want to feel that charge. And I was like, the moment Atlas enters, things are charged and heavy. Like there's conflict, there's pain, there's turmoil, there's tension, because you're like, oh my God, my soulmate, the one that got away in my life, this person who's haunting me in everything I do and everywhere I go, is here now, and we still had that connection. And you can be deeply in love with this person, but this person comes in and you're like, your insides are gonna be a mess. So that's why.
But some tension may have begun before the film made it to the editing phase, with various behind-the-scenes shots of Blake seemingly directing Justin going viral. During an interview with Access, she dodged a question about Justin while addressing how she had input in filming intimate scenes.
The chemistry with Justin also was off the charts. I mean, really, truly, you fell in love with both couples, with Lily, with both of them. And Blake, you always have a vision. So talk to me about how sometimes you were even the intimacy coordinator in some of those sexier scenes. Like, we saw you.
That shouldn't be happening, by the way. I just want to be clear that you should not be the intimacy coordinator. You should definitely hire intimacy coordinators, which we did have.
Well,
thank goodness.
You were teaching Justin how to pull you in.
Where have you seen
that.
I actually just saw it too. It was on Instagram yesterday, I think.
I mean, I think that, romance is really important. You're supposed to, tell a story well and make people feel, but you're also supposed to do it in a way that, is safe and respectful for all. I guess that's the role of intimacy coordination. But when I think of my involvement in the film, I don't really see that as the thing that I did. I did probably everything else. You touched on everything else.
Justin also admitted to Access that he purposely took a step back while filming certain scenes to allow for a woman's perspective to come through, and talked about Blake directing him at some moments.
I don't think people realize how involved she was in this movie. And she's a producer on the film from the beginning to the end. She was extremely involved, and she really made the film better. And there were many instances where I honestly just tried to get out of the way and let her take the lead. And especially when it came to intimacy and all of that, like, she had a very clear vision, and she was telling me what she thought would work and what she thought would be sexy. And from the very beginning, this had to have a female point of view. This had to have a female gaze.
Of course.
And I didn't ever want my biases as a man to infiltrate or hurt the project in any way. Because the one thing that I don't know is what it's like to have the experience of a woman. There's nothing that I could ever do, no matter how many women are in my life and how many women I talk to, I could never embody that. So trusting the women around me and trusting Blake in that way to just guide me was like such a gift.
But despite his positive words towards Blake, rumors of cast drama hasn't slowed down. And as a result, Justin reportedly hired veteran public relations crisis manager Melissa Nathan. Blake has also seemingly responded to backlash over how the film has been marketed, sharing on August 14th the number to a domestic violence hotline on her Instagram story. But despite all the drama, It Ends With Us is performing well at the box office. It came in number 2 behind Deadpool and Wolverine, but no word yet on if the project has been picked up for a sequel. As for Justin, he's currently in the post-production phase of his film, Laughing at My Nightmare.